What's up, guys? It's KingDaddyDMAC, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. That's right, we're playing FTB Ultimate, and man, are we having fun! So much fun, seriously. We're doing pretty well. Today is a pretty awesome day. You know why? Because we are going to finally finish our solar power flower, amongst other things, but let's just check it out. Yeah, look at this bad boy. Since last episode, I've added in numerous other ultimate hybrid solar panels. We are making such a ridiculous amount of power from this. This is already over, I believe, over 64 solar panels. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's more than enough to power every single Matter Fabricator we have. But as you may recall, let's go back to the overworld. We also have a crap ton of boilers. Look at all the UU matter we have. I do want to craft the final few. Let's just get this going, because you know it always takes a little bit of time. The final 3 in the flower, and then it will be complete. Of course, we'll move on to a new flower, but yeah. We also have all these boilers making power. My goodness, it is so very epic. And we have so much power generation right now. We've got all 4 of these in. And I said that this was going to be the final 4. But you know what? I was wrong. We got another 2 ready to go over here. And you know what? We're already making enough power. I believe that these should all be running at max power. Yeah. Let's just get our little meter so we can test it out. If it's not max, it's very close to, and it will be. Hold on. There we go. Look at that. 8192. 4 times extreme voltage. Ridiculous. Every single one of these is running at 8192. It is so awesome. So yeah. We're making UU matter so ridiculously fast. I mean, I can't believe it. Just look at it. Well, right now it's going down because we're, of course, crafting a whole bunch of solars and, you know, we're using it to make iridium. But I'm talking about pretty soon we're going to be able to build out of iridium. It is that ridiculous. I am loving it. Anyway, let's see. How are we doing here? All right, we're still on our first one. While that's going, I wanted to talk about other things. Let's actually head back down to the basement. This isn't like a major thing or anything, but I wanted to make a dye farm, or at least a way to get all the different colored dyes. And just so that we can start to have more color in our building blocks. It's the main reason everything's white, because it just uses bone meal, which, you know, is an easy thing with a skelly farm to be able to get. So I've had running. I threw in squids in our auto spawner. Remember last episode we set that up, and of course the squids give us the ink sacs. So I'm sure there's more ways to do a squid farm that are probably less expensive and easier, but this works and we have it all set up. So the squids spawn in and we get all the ink sacs out, and that's of course the black dye. So pretty cool. How are we doing over here? Man, I am really burning through. Ever since I set up my second quad Quarry, this Mercury, super fast. Mob Essence, let's see, which one is it running off of? Yeah, I've used this much Mob Essence so far on the squid spawning in. I have a bit too much Mob Essence, so we got to use that up. So I'm just going to let that continue to run. And what do we have for ink sacs right now? I only had like a couple hundred before. There we go. Wow, 46,000? That is so good. That is so good. But, yeah, so we could use the ink sacs with equivalent exchange to get all the other colored dyes. But, I mean, if we look at our dyes, I really don't have that much. I really do not have that much. I did set up crafting for all of them, but I think the best way is for us to get flowers. Which again, we got some flowers, not like a ridiculous amount. Let's see, rose, 216. I mean, it's not a lot. So we need to find a way to get more. Now, unfortunately, there's not too many ways to get flowers in this mod pack that I can think of anyway. I did find a way that we're going to be doing it, but you know, there's just not too many ways. So, I mean, what I've been doing up until now is I've been taking bone meal. I set up these harvesters and I can just, you know, manually use the bone meal. But I mean, it's a huge pain in the neck. But, you know, we get all the different types of flowers from this, you know, for the most part. So this would really be the best way if we can get a dye farm. So I'd like to find a way that we can set up something to automate doing the bone meal. Now, in later packs, there's so many easy and good ways to do this. But in this pack, not so much. Not so much. At least, again, that I can think of. So what we're going to probably be doing today is using these deployers. And I wanted to experiment with them a little bit. They are from Red Power. And, you know, just kind of see exactly how they'll work and if they'll work. So what a deployer does, let's set one down. So it looks kind of like a piston. It's got an inventory on it. And let's throw this dirt in here. Do we have any levers or anything? Let's go to the overworlds, grab a lever real quick. Lever. All right, there we go. Let's pop back in. All right, so a deployer, when you put a something inside of its inventory and you do a redstone signal, it sticks it out. So, yeah, easy enough. Now, it works with blocks, and hopefully it should work with bone meal, too. Oh, I got a bunch of dirt in there. Let's take the dirt out. All right. Oh, it's not working. All right. Now, is that because of... Let's put some dirt there. Is that working? Do you have to bone meal grass? Hold on. Let's grab this out. Let's remove this block. Let's put a deployer there. It might have to be on grass. All right, let's try it. Yes, and it works. Beautiful. So if we can set up a system to do all these deployers onto the grass, that should work out just fine. Now I'm curious about one other thing. Let's go ahead, remove this block right here. Let's fly underneath. I'm just trying to think of different ways that we can position this. Let's put a block there. Remove that. Because these guys, when you set them in, they're always facing you. All right. Oh, no. We want it one block lower. One block lower. All right. Let's throw dirt in there. Let's grab this off. I'm just curious if I can do it from underneath. Because then we could have this and it wouldn't even be visible. So let's grab... Oh, I got it. Oop. All right, let's grab you. We'll grab you. Let's put this on... Oh, let's put some bone meal into it. Boom. And we got to get a redstone signal to it too. All right, well, from underneath, I should be able to just do this. And when we come back up, we'll be able to see if there are seeds or not in it. All right, beautiful. Put the lever right next to it. I guess right there. That would power it, right? All right. All right. Hopefully that did power it. Let's see. Oh, and it looks like it worked. Awesome. All right. So we can actually hide these away pretty well. All right. Perfect. Perfect. So what we're going to do is just set up a bunch of those underneath this area here. And this is probably the perfect farm for it since we have that ugly thing going on. Yeah, we'll just set up a bunch of them underneath. We'll get a redstone clock going. And that will at least deploy them. Then we got to figure out a way to keep them filled with bone meal. So, and I want to keep it so, yeah. Anyway, let's get to that. Let's get to that. Let me get everything prepped. All right, guys, doing awesome. Let me give you a little bit of an update. I figured out how I'm going to do it. Or at least how I'm deciding to do it. There's many ways you could do this, but I've got, yes, all of our, they're called dispensers, right? Yeah, no, deployers. I've got all of our deployers in here underneath. They're pretty evenly spaced throughout this area. So I think we should get an entire field pretty much. And by the way, you could do this with any crop. Just, you know, instead of bone meal, change it to something else and it should work. But we're going to be doing it all hopefully with the AE, and I'm hoping that that's actually connecting to the deployer. Otherwise, we'll just move this up one block and it should be fine. But as you can see, just to make it an even floor, I put it down an extra block, so it should be fine. I'm filling in all the redstone now. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. Definitely. It might be kind of weird like this, how it's connected both spots. If you want to disconnect it, you can just take like a block cover or whatever they're called, you know, where you slice up with the saw from red power and you can separate them. But yeah, this I'm hoping they're pointing at the dispenser and not at the AE thing. Not that it matters. The AE thing I've set to ignore redstone signal. So yeah, that should be good. And in fact, we don't even need it to go that far. It does. Well, I'm going to do it. No. Yeah, we'll separate it like that. All right, good enough. Good enough, good enough. All right, so next, let's get a timer going. And hopefully we can get this pointed the right direction immediately. In fact, you know what? Let's see. Where do we want to do the timer? It would actually be kind of nice to turn it on and off. We could always actually have like a wireless remote thing to turn it on and off. But where do I want to put it? It would be kind of nice if it was like right here, but I don't know if that's going to work. We'll have to see. I'm not sure how it's going to go through the block. Let's put a lever there and let's give it power and just see what happens. So if we do this right here, the lever should be like right around here. Yeah, wait, no, I don't think that's right. Anyway, is it making everything? Okay, we're gonna have to get out our oh crap, let's be careful while we're underneath. All right, let's get this guy out. Let's change it to, let's see, C, right click to screwdriver. Screwdriver is the tool that Red Power uses for all this stuff. And we should be able to just right click to turn it. There we go. All right, so where did I put that? Let's pop that block off. No. Oh, it's because it's up one more. It would be like around here. How can I determine this? Let's grab this. Did that set down? All right, those aren't turning on. So I think it was actually like right here. Nope, nope, that definitely wasn't the spot. Where is it? It's one of these ones. There we go, is that one right there. All right, we're pretty close, pretty close. All right, so if I take this bad boy, let's put this block back down. I can't remember which side you gotta put in. Let's just see what happens. All right, let's go one further. There we go. All right, we got it, we got it. Beautiful. Now we can probably turn, oh, no, no. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Oh no. Oh, I don't know how I didn't fall to my death right there. Holy crap. All right, so let's remember that. When we look at the timer, don't put a block on it. All right, so we can set the interval on this to be, oh, I'm so nervous right now. Let's set this to like 25 seconds. We'll see how that does and if we need to adjust it. But, all right, I'm getting nervous. Oh, that could have been so bad, guys. That could have been so bad. Holy crud. All right, so we see they're not moving. When I do this, it should start to work. Let's throw some bone meal in there. And let's throw a grass thing on top. And it should go. Once we have to wait for the timer to go. Oh man, that scared the crap out of me. Now, the point is we got to give it enough time for the... Yep, it worked. Beautiful. We got to give it enough time for the harvesters to be able to harvest everything before it does the bone meal again. All right, beautiful. So we did the timer. We just got to get it set to have the bone meal in it, into each one. But there we go. Yeah, golden. Absolutely golden. All right, so how are we going to send over the bone meal? It should be pretty easy. I have this linked already into the AE system. So we got to have a thing for bone meal be on that guy. So let's go ahead and grab a chest. It doesn't really matter the size, and we can always change it on the fly. For today, just for funsies, let's use a diamond chest because we are rich. Beautiful. And we're going to eventually make it into an ender chest. In fact, let me grab 2 ender chests. We've got linking ones right there. Let's go diamonds. All right, beautiful, because we need 2 diamonds. And then what should we do it? For bone meal, why don't we go light gray? Yeah, I think that should be good. So light gray, and of course, this is what we're trying to be able to do, is get a thing that, so that we can craft every color dye on the fly. All right, awesome. So, you know, let's just do it, I guess, an ender chest right away. Let's go ahead and put the diamond thing on. That's what makes it so that it's programmed to us personally. And by default, they're white. Let's change it to light gray, and that will be for bone meal. All right, awesome. Awesome, awesome. We can send this dye back. All right, so we need to set up another little thing just like this guy. Remember this one, that is the storage bus. If we can look in there, and it's not, we have it for anything. We're gonna set let's set one of the ender chests right there. All right, there, just so it can match. All right, awesome. Do I have a storage bus on me? Let's just see, a storage bus. There we go, beautiful. So for this storage bus, we are going to want to program it to be bone meal. Oh, I have the ender chest backwards. We can always move it later. Yep. All right, beautiful. Let's go like that. Let's set it to bone meal only. Awesome. Very awesome. All right, so that's only going to do bone meal. And I mean, I don't think the priority matters on this one, you know, because it's the only thing that we'd have having bone meal. But I guess let's put it like priority 10. Just to be extra super safe. All right, let's grab the ender chest. I just want to turn it around so it's looking the correct way. What the crap? There we go. I don't know why it wasn't letting me set it down. All right, and put you back there. Very cool. All right, so now anything in here that's bone meal. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it threw all this stuff in here. All right, it shouldn't do that anymore. All right, let's toss all of that stuff back. That junk. It's not junk, but, you know, it's from the other farm. It's for the few seconds that we didn't have it programmed to only bone meal. So now if I even throw bone meal into there, it should immediately put it into this. Awesome. And it saw how it got all stolen out of it? That's because I already have over here set up to put bone meal into these guys. Can we look in there? Yeah, look at that. Because I have all these guys all set to do bone meal. I set them not to do a stack at a time. And that's just so that they'd have enough time. If I only had a little bit of bone meal, it would kind of evenly distribute them, more or less. But we're going to put in so much bone meal that doesn't matter. So if I wanted to, for at least now, if I didn't want it to be like automated going 24/7 all the time, I could just go and fill up the chest with bone meal, and then it would go through and do all those, and then it would stop. So we could do it that way. And this is the other side of the ender chest. So we could just go like that and see it's going on through it. emptying out into over here. And then once this bone meal ran out, it would stop. But there we go. Automated flower farm. It's also a seed farm for that matter. But, you know, flowers are what we want. Now, what's cool is that all the seeds and flowers, they are being sent directly over to my main system, just like everything else in the farm is. Now, seeing how long that takes and how quickly this actually is harvesting it, I actually put a bunch of harvesters in that. We can actually speed this clock up to go faster. So why don't we go ahead and do that? So why don't we'll drop it by 10 seconds. Let's just see if it works. Let's see if it goes on through it. Yeah, it looks like it cleared. Oh, there's a couple of ones it missed. All right, and it got them in the amount of time. Yeah, almost exactly the amount of time. Let's watch it another time. I really could do this probably with just one harvester, but like I said, I just wanted to make sure that it cleared it all out. And I also had extra harvesters. Yeah, that seems like a pretty good rate. I'd rather not waste the bone meal and having it bone meal while there's still grass out there. I want the maximum amount. And it looks like we got our spacing pretty good too for a full field. Yeah, that is awesome. I'm so pleased. I'm so very pleased. And what's fun is you could actually, if you wanted to, with red power on the top, put block breakers. And I think you can do this without light. But you could just have all block breakers and it could then do the same thing but from underneath. All right, sweet. I am quite pleased with that setup. So now we got to figure out how are we going to get bone meal into here. Now, of course, let's go back to the overworld. And that's all chunk loaded, by the way. Of course, we can just, you know, go set this down and have an AE, let's see, bus. We could just have a bus that that spits bone meal out into it, you know, and connected into this AE system. So yes, we can just do this. But the issue is we've got all, like, in our system, we have all bones. We have 3 million. So we could set it to do auto crafting. The problem with that is that it's going to be constantly, like, every 2 seconds having to do a craft in the AE system, which that's not really something you want because, as we found, crafting in this version causes major lag, which is kind of annoying. So maybe we could instead do, let's figure this out. Yeah. I mean, there's, again, many different ways you can do it, but I think we're going to try with the auto crafting table because we have a ton of them that I got to use up anyway. All right. And then let's go. We need another bus. Sorry, it's a little late in the day, guys. I'm trying to do 2 videos a day where I do one of these and one of Ark. Especially for November, they're just the Ark. It gets so many more views than the Minecraft. And I love the Minecraft. Don't get me wrong. I just wish there were more of you. I wish there were more of you. And it's real important, you know, that in November, December in particular, that I, you know, put out as much of my best content as I can. And when I say best, I don't mean what's my, like, best videos. I mean just what gets the most views. Unfortunately, it's just how it goes. If YouTube's going to be your full-time job, you got to make money while it's there, because other months it's not so good. But anyway, not the point. Just wanted to let you guys know. So I'm a little bit more tired today, but I don't know if that shows through in the video. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So auto crafting. I have another thing. This is where I have my gold auto crafting. We're going to do a setup just like this. And I guess we could do it with a level emitter, so it's not constantly going. But you know what? It doesn't need a level emitter when it's pumping into a chest. But yeah, I don't know. Let's get it set up. Let's do it. I'm just I'm thinking right now where I want to actually have this located. Because we have a lot of other things that we want to have auto crafting going on. I guess this room is just as good a room as any. And we don't actually have to have... All right, let me get this figured out for a second, just how I'm going to do it. All right, so here's how we're going to do it. What I was kind of thinking about before was I was trying to figure out if there was a good way to pump directly out of the table into the ender chest, which I'm sure there is, but in this version, there's just not that many great things for piping that at least goes at any decent rate of speed, other than AE. Red power could work, but red power, I think we gotta power it, which is a pain in the butt. And then the other pipes, we gotta make all those anitropic gates and silly stuff. It's just so much easier this way. I could do an AE sub network to do it, which that's what I was kind of debating about. But again, is kind of a pain in the butt because you need then another source of power over here. Just so much stuff. And this, not the best version of AE. You know, again, I guess that's debatable, but I love the next version. All right, so we need to get the wire in here. So I think I'm going to ultimately do it with level emitters. Because otherwise I could just use the chest and you don't need a level emitter because when the chest is full, it wouldn't do it anymore. But anyway, let's just set this down actually up here because I'm going to have the wire go underneath it. All right, so we're going to do, hopefully these are the right size for this, but import bus, or I guess that's called export bus, but it spits in the bones into the table. And then on this side, it's going to pull the bone meal out. And in fact, we can just, I think, say pull anything out. Now, when you do this, just to set up the autocraft, there you go. And that's what it's going to do. Then let's just do the wires around, though. I'll probably hide this again better later. But this is all we need to do. And then that sticks it into the system. We want to tell it, did I already tell it to put, okay, in here we're going to say put the bones. And then on this side, again, we don't really have to tell it anything, but I'll just tell it the bone meal because that's going to be the only thing it's going to pull anyway. And then we want to have, as I said, a level emitter. I guess this will be kind of nice because it will give us, I guess, always a certain amount of bone meal in our system. Otherwise, this would craft every last bone that I have into bone meal, which is not what I want. We want some bones. All right, so there we go. On this guy, we are going to tell it, all right, so 1,000 emit when levels are below limit, and that is of bone meal. So when there's under 1,000 bone meals, it will emit a signal, which it's doing right now because it's not hooked up and it can't see my storage, and this will spit in when there is a signal. Awesome. And then this will just pull out the bone meal in general. So let's go ahead and watch this. I'm going to stick it in there. And this is, oh, crap. We got to wire this to that. Let's just go like this. All right. So it will stop once we have that amount. So let's just look in our system. Bone meal. All right, so we're in the hundreds right now. And it's, I think if I boosted it to do a stack at a time, it would go faster, but I'm not interested in the speed at this point. All right, so that's good. That's working. Next for this guy, I'm just going to stick this ender chest right here, just so we know it goes to it. Yeah. So where is it? That's the other side of the ender chest. Let's stick it there. We are going to remove this wire. And then we're going to stick another export bus that goes into there. And this says bone meal. And this one, it doesn't really matter if I do stack or not. I guess we'll do a stack. Now, of course, it's empty because the other side... Right now, see, it's emptying it out. Now, eventually, once all of our things are full, and we'll actually probably get to see that shortly. And I have all those ones aren't doing a stack at a time either. It would be like instant otherwise. But yeah, it tells me it's emptying out in the system to the other side. Now, what's really nice, again, this is all doing the crafting within this auto crafting table. It is not doing it in our AE system. So it's not going to cause any stress in the system. This is, you know, nothing major for an operation. So very cool. All right, going. Eventually, once all those things, so what do we have? 6, 7, 8? 8 chests, I think. Yeah, 8 chests times 9 spots. So eventually they will fill. Eventually. And then once that happens, the extra bone meal will go into our system. And once it reaches 1,000, this will turn off. So good enough. Good enough. All right, very cool. Now we're going to be setting up soon a bunch of things like this to do a ton of auto crafting of all different items. But anyway, let's go back to our farm. Let's see how... Oh, and our solar panels. I almost forgot. They are all done crafting. Beautiful. And bada boom. All right, look at our farm go. I dig it. I dig it. Eventually, they're not filled up yet, but eventually they will fill up. And then watch this. I think if I stick bones in here, what will happen to the bones? Look, they got pulled out and sent back, I think, to the overworld. To our base. Uh-oh, hopefully. Oh, yeah, that's just because of the timer. For a second, I was like, uh-oh, there's nothing in there. The bones clogged the system. Holy crud, I can't believe it. I'm so happy. I was racking my brain about how to do that. I couldn't even remember the deployer block at first. It took me a while to find a block that can do that. I'm going to be so mad, though, if there's other blocks that do that. Because in later mods, there are other blocks that do that that are so simple that you don't have to put the redstone signal into it. But yeah, all in all, that's not bad. I like that. I like that, and I think we're going to play a little bit more around with red power. Let me actually show you what I did with red power. Let's just go throw our solar panels in. Let's also throw all this stuff out. Sweet, I'm going to leave all this stuff over here for now. No, not that one. Bada boom. All right, awesome. Where did I put my wrench? Did I put it away? Oh, it's right here. Let's change it off. Screwdriver. I would be so upset with myself if I wrenched the wrong thing. All right, so this one gets one of the solar panels. And again, I'm limiting this flour to all being in one chunk. That's the main thing. We potentially actually could split this off to have like other things. And then this one right here, see, we can go all the way up to here. Oh crap, I gotta get another fiber. Hold on. Back to the overworld. Get the other fiber. The fibber cable. Got you, bro. And let's pop you off. Get you there. It feels so good. And boom, boom, boom. Man, I remember when we got our first one, I was just like, wow, this is going to take so long to get like a ridiculous amount of them. And now that we're at that ridiculous amount of them, I'm just like, wow. That took, I don't know, it didn't feel like it took that long, honestly. Ooh, wait. We can fit one more. Do I have one more? All right, we can definitely craft one more. Yeah, because that's where the chunk ends. I did my maths wrong. Let's go back. Let's craft one more. All right. Actually kind of happy we can get one more fitted in there. All right, so that'll take its moment. What was I going to show you guys? Oh, yeah. I don't know if I showed this off before, but I was trying to... We've been doing all of our processing. So, for instance, let's go brass. Brass is from red power. And let's craft up a bunch. Boom. I've been doing them all in these alloy furnaces, and which is fine. This actually, I really like these things. Super easy to automate with AE. We just have the interface above it, and then I have coal being stuck in from the side, and then just a pull out And it automates really well. It's just kind of a waste of coal because if you just have like one craft, it will do that and it'll waste a whole coal. Not that coal's an issue, but I was hoping that this is the blue electric alloy furnace and this one runs off of power. So I was hoping it would go faster, which it doesn't really seem like it goes faster, unfortunately. Let me see. How do we make brass again? Let's go tin. Take that off. Tin. 1 tin, and then I think it's 3 copper. So let's go 1, 2, 3. This stuff we need for the mixed alloy ingots, so I always need a ton of it. So it's not like we're wasting it. But as far as the speed, it doesn't seem like it goes significantly faster, if it even goes faster. So I was a little disappointed on that. It might be minorly faster. Yeah, it definitely looks faster, but it's not significantly faster. But red power, doing the power part of it's kind of pain in the butt. I'm trying to remember this, but I crafted up all these solar panels. So that's cool. And then I also have on the bottom side, and this is what I couldn't really remember that well. These are the battery boxes, the power storage, but it's a very bizarre way of storing power. It's very different than any other system. It's almost like these are like multi-block and each one always has to have like the same amount, I think, in them or something like that goofy. But as they touch, they like kind of all become one. I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, yeah, I have all these guys and then I have the solar panels on the top and the batteries on the bottom. So we have tons of power storage. So the idea is that it runs overnight because here, this is the overworld. And also played around with this. This is another way you can make power other than solar panels. So let's say you're in a world that was like dark all the time or whatever. There's these awesome sails that you put on the kinetic generators. They're kind of neat. Unfortunately, I've yet to see there ever be a time when there's much wind. I thought the higher up you were, the more wind there was, but I don't know. But it's kind of neat. Again, I'm being kind of newbie with this stuff. I used to know this really well, but it's just one of those things. It hasn't come back to me fully yet. And then here I'm just switching the voltage because these guys, the longer the wire is, it loses like a lot of power. Whereas if you switch to the higher voltage for the longer, it's kind of like, in real life, like the power line going long distances, you got to switch over. And then I have another one of those things that converts it back. Let's see if we can even see it. Yeah, I have it behind one of these blocks. I don't want to rip them off. Maybe we can see. No. But anyway, another one converting it back. And it seems to be working fine. So that's cool enough. But I needed more of these too so I could split up the patterns in a lot of them. So when they weren't going all at the same time. Anyway, yeah, just showing off stuff. A lot of times I've been especially this season, I've done so much off camera. And a lot of it's because of how the derpiness of after, 5+ years of not touching Minecraft, coming back to it, especially modded and trying to remember. This might have been like 8 years ago when we played this pack the first time. I don't know. It was a long time ago. And look at, got more iridiums that I've been taking out of my quarries. In fact, let's go run over real quick. I don't know how I'm doing on time on the video. I'm probably over because I always am over. But just in case I'm not, who knows, this might get cut out. But yeah, I'll just run over to my quarries and kind of inspect. It's really easy to find the iridium on the walls because iridium's one of the few ores that can spawn at really high levels, almost like coal. It's from a distance, it just looks like a silver or a tin. But it's almost like it pretty much spawns on its own. It's possible to, have another one spawn right next to it, but each one is like its own cluster. So you just look for like a tin that's by itself. And I usually, out of every quad quarry, I'm usually able to get at least one iridium in the wall. As long as I pay attention to it. Which I'm not seeing any now. I already went and checked this out earlier today. There's probably somewhere in one of these walls there's a hole where I grabbed out the iridium. But there's definitely a good amount of iridium. I mean, there's like probably, I don't know, like 3 to 5 iridium, maybe. All right, we'll say between 0 and 5 iridium between each one of these max size quarries. And it depends on the dimension you're in, but in these ones. So if I'm vigilant about every so often popping over, sometimes I can catch one on the ground before it harvests it. And it's important because remember, the iridium, as soon as this does it, it's just like the, what's this stuff called? The green ones, the uranium. It's just like the uranium where if you don't have silk touch, it'll pop out. Yeah, like this guy right here. So if I have silk touch, I can pick this guy up and, you know, it's great. But then if I break it with something else, let's say fortune. If I do it with fortune, and I've yet to have one of these with fortune become more than one, but I usually haven't tested it. But the reason why it's important is that you can, if you process it at your base, you can actually get 2 or more out of them. And the same with the iridium, but the iridium's just so pretty. You know, I'd hate to ever use it. And then also, if I come in at the right levels, I get a slew of diamonds. A lot of times I'll just chill at the quarries as soon as they hit level 20 and just steal all the diamonds. It's so good. And I usually try and get the uranium too. We don't need it much now, but I might later game. So anyway, yes, I'm kind of digressing here. I think we had a pretty good day. Yep, pretty good day. Again, long day for me. Long day. I'm sorry. I'm definitely out of it. That's why an easy project for today. But I love our new seed farm. Definitely something that we needed. It's our dye farm, so to speak. Yeah, so now we can start doing more building with more colors and just, you know, if I need dye, I have it on demand. Yep, pretty good. So next things for us, I think I want to get into a little bit further into Greg Tech. And hopefully, I don't know, with how many we have 4, 5, 6 Matter Fabricators? I think pretty soon we can actually start getting into fusion. I definitely think. I want to check out some of the other Greg Tech stuff too, but I might start crafting blocks for the fusion reactor just so that I can kind of pace how far away we are. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. As always, show that amazing support for the series. Seriously, show your support. I'll upload more often if you show so much support. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, thanks for watching. As always, I'll see you in probably day after tomorrow. Oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe too. Seriously, you subscribe right now or I'm gonna hit you with this drill. All right, not desperate. Anyway, thanks for watching and peace out.